Hello class! Today we are going to have a very special lesson on DC Universe Classics Wave 16. There's lots of these now. Figure number 5, Mercury. Is that kind of like Sailor Mercury from Sailor Scouts? Is that the DC version? Okay, I'll stop. So we're going to take a look at the package like we kind of usually do. And there he is. I'm thinking that's a dude. Bright red. And we can see, I guess it's the Justice League on the background. Though I can't see oh, he's at the top, sorry. Superman is way up there. Well, you can't see him there either, but trust me, he's there. Anyways. So we get a collect and connect figure piece, an upper torso. And that is going to be for Bane. Which is awesome. Because it's Bane. And you have to buy these figures, and then you build Bane. And Bane is awesome. So, yeah. I'm going to be going on about that for a little bit. So, our friend here, Mercury. When robotics genius Will Magnus created his miraculous metal men, he not only brought different metals and alloys to life, but he also gave them distinct personalities. Quick-tempered with a nasty attitude, Mercury can go from solid to liquid, allowing him to pass through or fit inside small spaces with ease. He is generally angry and sarcastic, but it masks an inner nobility and true devotion to his team. Until that last sentence, I was starting to like him. I was like, wait a minute. He's like a metal dude who's a prick. What's not to like about that? He's also in red, which is the color for rage, which would make him a Red Lantern. Ooh. Anyways. And his stats, he first showed up in Showcase number 37, 1962. He's Mercury, member of the Metal Men. Base of operations is Magnus Labs. Special abilities. Animated by a device called a responsometer? What the heck? Anyways, responsometer? I don't know. I should probably read these first before I start filming. Giving him his form and personality and can liquefy at will. That's awesome. I can turn into a puddle. Some other figures you can get in this set. There's Jonah Hex. There's the Creeper. The Riddler in his tidy spandex suit. Robin, and you can see there's actually 2 Robins. There's like Burt Ward Robin and Cool Hair Robin. There's Mercury, and of course there's Azrael Batman. So, and we build Bane. Bane. Other side, So, that is our in-package look here at Mercury. We're going to open this up, and I'm going to talk about it. I might even hate on it a little bit because I just think he looks kind of stupid. But, we'll be back in a second, and we'll take a closer look at Mercury. So, here we are back. We're going to continue our look at this very red figure known as Mercury. I'll give you a quick, just 360 view of the figure here. And then we'll talk about him a little bit more. I do not know anything about the Metal Men, let alone Mercury, besides what I read on the bio, which I've already forgotten. But, I don't know, I guess he's a dude made of Mercury, which would make him insane, wouldn't it? Because Mercury makes you insane. That's where we get the Mad Hatter, because you're mad as a hatter, because hatters used to work with Mercury to, I believe it was, to make hats, and it drove them crazy. Right? So, this dude's insane. That's what I've decided. Anyways, in terms of the color scheme for this figure, well, he's red. That's what else can you say? I've never seen a more red action figure ever, I don't think. The only little bit of a different color there is, I guess, the Mercury symbol here on his chest, which kind of looks like the female symbol with devil horns. And how appropriate does that seem?
Watch it.
And what does that say about this guy, too? Anyways, plus he's got it on his forehead because it wasn't enough to have it on his chest. In terms of the mold, now, I guess they kind of used the standard skinny guy DCUC mold. With just a few little differences. We've got this kind of chest plate here on the front. His head has a little slightly more interesting sculpt, which seems to be the only difference for a lot of figures, let's face it. He's got the very elongated features, especially the nose. He must be Pinocchio. It kind of reminds me of those stupid cartoons that were from, what, the 60s or 70s that had the really strange features. I don't know, I just think I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm going to hate on this a fair bit. But anyways, you can see that there. He's got his boots, and he's got the cute little heels here at the bottom. I guess he's trying to get a little bit more height because they're not flat. You can see a little bit of detail there where the boot should be. that's really about it. Well, sorry, we've got little gauntlets on his arms, and then of course we've got this big hand with scissors. Now I'm thinking that this is supposed to be kind of a weapon or something that he can do. I don't know if this is the only thing he's programmed to do. And what can I say? If I was liquid metal and I could form weapons, kind of like the T-1000, because he was badass, I would not make little safety scissors. They're not even pointed at the end. Maybe that's because kids are stupid. But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he did it in the comics at some point. Or maybe he's trying to take a little off the top. I don't know. But, the one other thing that's kind of neat about it is you can see the detail. That it's not just scissors, it's kind of molten and bubbly and stuff. And that's kind of neat. And the fact that his 2 remaining digits are kind of turning that way too. So for articulation for this figure, well, I've been playing with the head a little bit. We can see that goes all the way around and it moves up and down a little bit. It's on a ball joint. That's nice. Shoulders, got a pretty good range of motion there. Oh, the arm, same thing. Rotate at the biceps. Now the elbow, and I've started to notice this with some figures, it's actually got a double joint. I'm not sure why some do and some don't. Even in this wave, some figures have this double joint and some don't. And I haven't quite figured out what the decision was there that led us to that, but we've got 2 there, so we've got the actual elbow piece and then the 2 bits that hold it. And then we can rotate his hand at the wrist, but this one also, we can move the wrist up and down. It's got an extra joint in there, which is excellent. I actually really like that. I like that addition in there, and I think more of the DCU C figures should have that. Because even within this wave, they don't all have it. Seems odd to me. And of course, as we've seen before, the scissors can open and close. You know what? This is on his left hand. Does that mean he's using left-handed scissors? I would applaud that, because I like left-handed scissors. And, you know, I can use right-handed scissors, but the left ones are nice too. Anyways, what else have we got? The waist, you know what, we can rotate. It's a little bit tough here because of that little chest plate. He still has the joint in his torso that lets him move up and down. This is a little bit soft, which is nice, so we can move him a little bit. The legs, same kind of thing. We got the little bit of movement forwards and backwards. Not really much, and the joint is kind of that soft rubbery feel, so even if you move it, it's going to start moving back on its own anyway. I don't know how well you can see it there. This leg's going to go out, so we can do the splits. We can again rotate the leg at the thigh, even though it's at an angle. Seems like it's not perpendicular with the rest of his leg. I don't know. Now again, the knee, much like the elbow, it's got that double joint, and I'm not 100% sure why. So we've got the kneecap here plus the 2 extra bits that go in there. And well, we did that one, and of course the foot can move backwards and forwards here at the ankle. Not a lot movement for forward, just back. And he's got these stupid heels. They're dumb. Anyways, the other thing that we can do with this figure is we can get rid of these stupid scissors on his hand. Because yeah, even a bowie knife would be better. Actually, you know what, I'm going to have to do this off camera. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ah, my hand! I'm gonna have to be like Ash and get a chainsaw. There you go. Chainsaw. Stupid scissors. Chainsaw. Anyways. We've got an extra hand we can put back on in there. Let's see if I can do this. And, wait. Come on, you son of a... There we go. So now we've got his extra hand, so he's a little more normal looking. I like the hand. Actually, I like the hands on this figure. And the reason is that they're not just fists. They're not just kind of standing, you know, or whatever. And they're actually not symmetrical. They're different. So it gives a little more character. So you can do more poses and things like that. Even though he doesn't really take much of a fighting stance, he seems a little more philosophical, I guess. Or maybe he's doing Hamlet. We can... I need a skull or something. And then he can be... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, well, no, we can't grab Dead Man. His head is attached. To be or not to be... Blah, blah, blah. I'm bright red with the weird symbol on my chest. Anyways. So I do like that. Now, the other thing about this figure. Now, would I buy this figure on its own? Nah, not so much. Why? Well, because, again, I have no attachment to this character. I know nothing about him. I didn't even feel like looking him up on Wikipedia before I filmed this. Because I don't care. Let's say so. I'm talking about the figure, not the character. But, why do we buy this figure? Because he comes with a chunk of Bane. Now, actually, I know there's some people who are excited because they collect the Metal Men specifically. But I'm not one of those people. I like Bane. And he comes with the upper torso of Bane. And while we'll probably look at this a little bit more once we assemble Bane, there's one thing that's actually very, very cool that I discovered that I want to show right here. So we've got Bane in the torso here, and you know, that's his typical look. He's got kind of the muscle shirt, tank top thing. But it's a separate piece of plastic, and it's a soft plastic. And what's actually really interesting is that you can just take it right off. And there were some times in the comic books where he was just, you know, bare-chested. He had no shirt on at all. And when we want to build the figure, we could actually build him without this harness. I think it's kind of a one-time thing. We could either put it on him or not put it on him. And I'll have to flip a coin and kind of make a decision that way. But I do like the fact that it's a separate piece of plastic. And it's molded itself, which is very nice. So it's just that extra level of detail. It'll shift around on them a little bit. It's not just painted on or just carved as part of the mold. That to me is excellent. So that alone is going to be good. Bane is going to be awesome. So, but back to our friend here, Mercury. If I was going to give this figure a grade, actually I first started off really just kind of disliking him, but the amount of articulation and the fact that he's got some joints or some... like his hands just seem different to me, and he's a little more interesting. I don't hate on him as much as I did before. I still wouldn't buy it individually, and it's just because I have no real interest in the character itself. If I was going to give it a grade, you know what? We'll say a B-. To me, it's a little better than average. I'd probably like it better if I knew the character more and I liked the character. Since I have no investment that way, it's just a decent figure for a character I don't really know or care about. So I think that's going to be about it. That was our lesson on Mercury from DC Universe Classics Wave, what did I say, 16? The Bane set. So, thank you very much. Class is dismissed.